good day to you and welcome. But if you're looking forward to get your latest details, your latest gist on the headlines in different newspapers across the nation, well, this is the right place to be, right here on TAP TV with me, Cyril Aloysius, as I take you on a roller coaster ride on the various headlines in papers across the nation. Before I do that, we'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take you straight to the business of the day. Don't go away, we'll be back after the short break.
Hey there! Are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
Hello there, you're welcome to join us on yet another interesting segment of the newspaper review. If you're looking for where to get your latest gist on different headlines in different papers across the nation, well, this is the right place to be, right here on TAP TV with me, Cyril Aloysius. And of course, joining me in today's segment of the newspaper review, someone who knows a thing or two, someone who's going to be sharing some light on some of the headlines in the papers for today is Mr. Victor. Mr. Victor, you're welcome to join me.
Yep. Thank you.
Well, before we go straight to the business of the day, as usual, we'll go on a short break. And when we come back, we'll take you straight to the headlines in today's papers. Don't go away. We'll be right back after the short break.
My name is Caroline Alfred, and I am your host.
I don't love nagging men.
I think if Ed Sheeran is not at my wedding, I may leave the wedding.
So if I'm meeting somebody, I would like that person to...
Every lady out there would like a level-headed man.
What does love mean to you? Spinsters and bachelors get to meet themselves on a blind date, get to know each other better, and get into relationships that would culminate into marriage eventually.
Alright, you're welcome back from that short break. And the first paper we shall be looking at for today is The Punch. And amongst the headlines in The Punch, we have Deborah's murder. Deborah's murder. CAN, that's Can, Plateau, Benue churches, adamant, insist on Sunday protests. You can get all the details on that headline on page 2 of The Punch. And next in The Punch, we have Alpha dismembers female customer. Police recover body parts. That's on page 4 and 5 of The Punch. And next we have, on page 42 of The Punch, we have choose female deputies. Choose female deputies. Aisha Buhari tells presidential aspirants, choose female deputies. Okay. And next we have NCAA warns pilots, airlines over hazardous weather. That's on page 40 of The Punch. And next in The Punch we have, on page 42, we have abductees. Abductees' families vow to stop Abuja-Kaduna train resumption. Abductees' families vow to stop Abuja-Kaduna train resumption. That's on page 42. And on page 42 and 43 as well, we have poly lecturers plan indefinite strike from June. ASU knocks Wadriba. Poly lecturers are planning indefinite strike from June. ASU knocks Wadriba. And finally in The Punch for today, we have EFCC arrest ex-speaker. It's over 240 million naira NDDC contract. That's on page 7 of The Punch. EFCC arrest ex-speaker. It's over 240 million naira NDDC contract. That's on page 7 of The Punch. Okay. All right, that's all we have for The Punch newspaper for today. Mr. Victor, you've heard the headlines The Punch has for us. So what do you make of those headlines?
Okay, I'll start with the Aisha Buhari's headline, where she
Okay.
talks about giving more deputy positions to our leaders.
That's on page 42 where she says choose female deputies.
Yes.
Aisha Buhari tells presidential aspirants.
Well, for me, she has made a cool point, because it seems that in this country, the power belongs to the men. Okay? They've taken over. They have the money.
It's more like,
they have the power.
It's more like a one-sided thing.
Yes. So for her to come out to say, okay, let's start from here. I know some feminists will not like this, because they'll be like, are you sure that
white deputy
she's even after our own pursuits to be the head? Okay, so but I think it's a right way to start. Okay, knowing that many a times these women seem to be vulnerable. They do not have the power, the will to make these moves. Okay, and it's also a point to note that even in the APC, where we have 25 aspirants, you find out that just a woman, Mrs. Uju, she's just the Mrs. Uju Kennedy. She's just the woman that is only there. And if you check other political parties, you find out that the major political parties, you find out that you don't get to see women.
Okay. Well, Mr. Victor, just a quick question. Given Aisha Buhari's opinion, do you think if women are actually given a shot at the leadership positions in the country, do you actually see the fortune of this country turning around for the good?
Oh, sure. We still have capable women, just like we have capable men, mind you. So I think it should go down to the portfolios. We should go down to the portfolios. You don't just have to come out as a housewife and tell us that you want to be a leader. Yes. You should have some good track records that you say, okay, let's try you, let's test you further. I don't know if you get my point. Okay. So I think
based on your results in so and so office.
Yes. Because some women has also disappointed us. Mind you, we have persons like Desiane Imadoekwe that was given a very powerful position and she laundered the money, as far as I'm concerned, because there are plenty cases and she's been running from her fatherland even to the extent that we got the information there is this it's still allegation upon her that she laundered money with bras. She bought bras, plenty of bras, designers bras though, so that she can steal off. You know, there are many ways these guys steal this money. So she is, with my own opinion, she is a big disappointment when it comes to women leadership. Although we've also had persons like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala that is still making waves up to today. So, but that doesn't mean that we should not give them the opportunity. Women, women in the banking industry, for instance, they are doing so much well. In the telecom industry too, women in leadership, they've been doing so well. So we also need to give them that chance.
Okay, so Mr. Victor, I really admire the fact that you did not use, or you did not judge the book by the cover, or you did not use the error of one person to judge every other person. But definitely we know that there are women out there who are different and actually perform better if given the opportunity to man these public offices. Well, that's the much we can just take on that particular headline. Not doing much on that particular headline. Let's take some of the headlines in the Daily Sun for today. And amongst the headlines in the Daily Sun, we have I won 2019 election, but robbed. That's according to Atiku on page 26 of the Daily Sun. Atiku is saying on page 26, he said, I won 2019 election, but was robbed. Says a repeat of that will not be tolerated in 2023. Okay? The next headline we shall be looking at in the Daily Sun, we have ASU strike. No resumption of classes. No election in 2023. Students vow. On that on page 28. And next we have Presidency, Osibanjo, Saraki, Amechi, Bello, Tinubu, Anyim intensify consultations. Additional quits, I beg your pardon. That's on page 26 and page 27 of the Daily Sun. And lastly, in the Daily Sun, we have IPOB, FG, to monitor Facebook other social media platforms. Ask Facebook others to stop group from using platforms. That's on page 8 of the Daily Sun. Okay. Shortly before we move over to our next paper, I don't know what you make of this particular headline.
Okay, I think I'll start with the Atiku's case, saying that he was robbed. Okay, he was robbed in during the last election.
Yes.
Well, let's leave that for the call to, as far as I'm concerned. Well, in Nigeria, we already know, man, it does not come so easy. It does not come easy, my friend. I think when it comes to no, because in Nigerian election, you find out that you come from the positives and negatives.
Yes.
Man, I'm not supporting rigging of elections. I'm not supporting vote buying. But my brother, it is the reality of today that if you are not able to buy votes in many ways, okay, people go with rappers. They buy votes with rappers. They buy votes with bread, even with amala. Okay, so it is a contest. Okay, the mighty shall win. The violent, no, not the violent though, but the mighty and the richer wins it all.
It's more like a survival of the fittest.
Yes, Nigeria is still developing. It's a shame developing. I mean, in terms of politics, it's a shame that money we started in 1990, not even in 1990, but yes, let's use this current democratic section. We started with money. It's been about politics of money. You can't shy away from that. So him coming out that he's been robbed, not just by ballot, both parties, as far as I'm concerned, both parties, they still do ballot box snatching. They go to constituencies that they know that will not favor them. They go there and they cause chaos. Do you get that? So it's not just about him coming out to say he's been robbed, okay? And I will not be surprised that they do not also do their own shady things.
But for Atiku to say something like this, don't you think he has his proofs? Because he can't just come out and voice things like this. You should have some tangible proof.
Yes, Atiku can be so vocal, no two ways about that. He can be so vocal. But I think going forward, he should keep making these consultations. He was at Kaduna just yesterday. He even met with the governor, former governor, who is a Senator McAfee. He met him and they had a very good cordial meeting. Okay, he's out there soliciting for votes, soliciting for delegates, and even as he stands, you find out that many parties have also been coming out during the week, coming out with the list of their delegates. APC has done that, PDP are about to. So it is just down to the wire right now. Everybody is consulting. If you're not consulting right now, that means you are not serious. If you're not consulting right now, that means you're not serious. How do you want to win? How do you want to win the primaries?
If you're not going to meet who knows who, that knows who, that knows who, you're not serious. Okay, Mr. Victor, I've gotten your say on that particular headline, but there are a lot of persons who actually think Atiku, will I say, he's power thirsty at the moment. Yeah, there are lots of opinions, there are lots of suggestions on that. I don't know what you think concerning that.
Yeah, that's their own opinion. We still have persons like Tunde Bakare that has been saying that for the past 30 years, it's been his ambition to become president. My brother,
and
on your own.
And sorry, this is actually coming from, I think, what actually happened recently concerning the lynching of a certain girl named Deborah in Toronto actually contributed to such thoughts from people saying that Atiku actually do anything to get his presidential ambition to reality. Given the fact that he actually came out to speak against the lynching of Deborah, and when he did this, there were some threats to him concerning his political ambition from the same Muslims who were telling him that they will not vote for him, and then he had to delete such a tweet. So his action to delete that tweet, do you really, would you say it actually confirms the fact that this man in particular does not care about any other person but himself when it comes to...
I think he has tried to, I think from that statement, he also tried to take his head off the hook, because he came out to also say that, see, this did not come from me. In as much as he came from his handle, but he said that he wasn't the one that posted it. And you also know that these political aspirants, they don't in many cases, they don't send out these messages by themselves. They have social handlers, okay? But that doesn't mean that anything that comes out from that handle, people see it that it is from you, okay? But well, what really also caused the issues was because from the statement he made, the particular statement that he made, that those perpetrators should be brought to book. And mind you, the riot that happened after the killing was that the police had already arrested 2 persons, 2 suspects, and that triggers the riot, because people were like coming out to say, see, these people should not be arrested, release them, or we'll turn Sokoto to a turmoil state. So him coming out to also be for the police to say the perpetrators must be brought to book, that triggered the quake, that people now started coming out to say, you've lost my vote, and he had to rush from the space of strategy, he had to rush and delete that post.
But if he is saying that that particular tweet or post wasn't coming from him, don't you see it as just, should I say, a way of trying to, like you said, get his neck off the hook? Because it is his handle. It is his handle. So, which means that any post that goes out from that handle should I say, have his approval to it. And so he must have approved to the post.
Okay.
For it to be obviously.
Yeah, but he came out to also say that any tweet or post that doesn't have AA, that's Robbed-Atiku, at the end, means that he's not the one that posted it. But we'll be waiting for him, and I'm sure Nigerians will be waiting for him whenever he posts something.
Definitely.
In fact, Nigerians, I know Nigerians, the funny side of Nigeria will come out to say, Oga, please tell us that you are the one that posted this one. Oh, let us be sure. I know such comments will always be under his tweet.
Well, Mr. Victor, let's not dwell much on that headline. Let's go straight to our next and last paper for today. That's the Vanguard. And amongst the headlines in the Vanguard, we have 2,340 APC delegates to elect presidential candidates. That's on page 5 of the Vanguard. And next in the Vanguard, we have how to make national development plans work. How to make national development plans work, according to Ekpo Atedo, Peter Side, others at Vanguard Economic Discourse. That's on page 20 and 21 of the Vanguard. And next we have why I can't run for presidency now, according to AFDB's Additional. That's on page 7 of the Vanguard. And next we have Nigeria in dire need of fresh start. Nigeria in dire need of fresh start, according to Osibanjo, Kuka, Fayemi, and others. That's also on page 7 of the Vanguard. And lastly, in the Vanguard, we have you are not doing enough to stop IPOP from inciting violence. Lai Mohammed tells Facebook. That's on page 8 of the Vanguard. Says you are not doing enough to stop IPOP from inciting violence. Lai Mohammed tells Facebook on page 8 of the Vanguard. Okay, I don't know what you make of these headlines in the Vanguard.
Okay, I'll come so quick because I just want to talk about 2 particular topics there.
Yeah.
Now, I'll go with the Facebook post about Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information, coming out to say Facebook, they are not doing much with respect to censorship. It goes down to censorship, okay? Now, I'm also of the opinion, just like Lai Mohammed, please, there are some things we don't really need online, because those things can spite, it can influence riots, it can influence destructions. When people carry out fake news, social media people, there's a whole lot of fake news ongoing there, and there should be stricter will I say, control with respect to that, please. I believe that the Facebook team and the other social media team who come out, social networks and companies should come out, and please, Nigeria needs help with respect to that, my brother. Just yesterday, even with the gas explosion / well, some people call it bomb blast.
Yes.
Mind you, when you don't bring out verified information, you can cause havoc in the society. So we should be very sure on the kind of information we dish out. Just like during COVID.
How true are they?
Just like during COVID, my brother, persons died. Even up till now, there is this anti persons that don't want to take these vaccines because of what they saw, fake news that they saw from the social media. Okay, I'll keep that aside, please. To the APC having 2,340 delegates. Sweet. Thank God it did not hit the 5,000 mark. Okay, and right now there is also news that Eagle Square, which is the famous place where they have these primaries, APC will be the ones to have Eagle Square to themselves. I'm sorry for PDP. That's the center they wanted. I'm sure they will make an alternative arrangement. It is the ruling party. They have the instruments to do these things. Okay, so 2,340 delegates. Now it's been shared among, the calculations have been made among the north and the south. Okay, who goes with the biggest share of the delegates? Yeah. Unfortunately for the south, which I am not surprised, the north have almost 200 more of these delegates. And what does that tell you? If you go by ethnicity lines, if you go by religious lines, you find out that the north stand favorable to win this primary.
North stand favorable to win this primary. Those are the words of Mr. Victor. Mr. Victor, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us.
Maybe after now you buy me a cool bottle of Coke.
Definitely. Thank you so much for coming to the show today. Really appreciate it. And as for you who has been out there watching us, thank you so much for sticking with us and being faithful to your screen. Unfortunately, this is where we have to call it a wrap on today's segment of the newspaper review. My name remains Cyril Aloysius. Please do well to follow us on all our social media platforms. Do well to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. And after subscribing, please turn on your notification bells so you will be notified on when we come online and when we drop our new videos. On YouTube, it's Atap TV. Instagram is @AtapTV_NG. On Facebook, it's Atap TV. And on Twitter, it's @TapTV. Thank you so much once again for sticking with us. Until we come your way again next time. For now, it's bye-bye from me and have a wonderful day.
And thank you, people of Robbed-Atiku, for hosting us.
Yes, thank you.